Okay. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, just me. Because it's just me right now, watching myself, stream myself. And, yeah. Let's do this. Because why not? Because I want to. God damn it. Because I fucking want to. And I think I've got something to say. And I think eventually somebody out there, hopefully more than just me and a handful of people, are going to want to watch and participate and text and chat. Because shit's going down and we need to talk about it and we need to think about things intellectually with a critical mind and a desire to find the truth through all the crazy, insane lies. Here, this guy, full of lies and bullshit. Yeah. So, let's get into it. I want to do this second. The first thing I want to do is I want to get into the Enola Gay Hiroshima bomber, female and black soldiers being erased in shocking Pentagon DEI file purge. As many as 100,000 photos and online posts, including female Medal of Honor recipient, black soldiers, and people whose last name is Gay, axed in the diversity eradication ordered by Trump. So, this is like shit I was talking about yesterday. Oh wait, hold on. I need to get my my notebook. I need it. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I'm gonna fill up my water too. Hang in there. Coming. I'm back. Here I come. Wait a second. I got my water. I got my notebook. Stay with me. It's just me. So who cares, right? All right. So I'm back. I got my water. Very important. And I got my notebook. I like having this by me. It's helpful, I feel, to like jot shit down, keep my mind focused. I grabbed it because we're talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion policies that right wingers hate now because it's awful and bad for some reason to diversify, equalize, and include people. Because that's where we are right now. So, here we are, Enola Gay, Hiroshima bomber. Let's read the article. I mean, this is not going to happen, right? We're going to go back and, they're going to fix it and they're going to say, oh, yeah, of course, that was a mistake. But this is the whole MO of this administration, right? Just fucking go in, chop everything down, and then we'll fix the things we can afterwards. it's dangerous. It's dangerous to do. It leaves departments vulnerable. It excludes it excludes voices that aren't often heard in government. And this is a big story. Of course, the Enola Gay, the information that apparently has been flagged to be wiped, I'm sure won't be wiped. But lesser known names that were as important and deserve some recognition, I'm sure, will slip through and be erased from government websites. Let's see. References to a World War II Medal of Honor recipient, the Enola Gay, the aircraft that dropped an atomic bomb on Japan, and the first woman to pass Marine infantry training are among the tens of thousands of photos and online posts marked for deletion as the Defense Department works to purge DEI content, diversity, equity, and inclusion content, according to a shocking database obtained by the AP. The database, which was confirmed by U.S. officials and published by AP, includes more than 26,000 images that have been flagged for removal across every military branch, but the eventual total could be much higher. This is nuts. We're purging. We're erasing history. We're erasing history on the grounds. I don't even know what the grounds for this purge would be, other than to just erase the history of it. It's not bad. I mean, what is the reason? What is the reason? Do we have a reason? The officials said it's not clear if the database has been finalized. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth had given the military until Wednesday to remove content that highlights diversity efforts in its ranks following President Donald Trump's executive order ending those programs across the federal government. So, like, ending the programs, that's one thing, but erasing its history is completely something different. And these are the people that want to keep our Civil War, our Civil War. Oh my God. It was the Union, and it was the South, and the Confederacy. The Confederate generals and military leaders and heroes. We want to keep those statues up, because getting rid of them is erasing our history. But this is completely fine. This is the irony, this is the hypocrisy, and this is the blatant, I feel, racism and suppression of minority interests, that it's blatant that this is what they're doing. It's right out in front of everybody. I'm sure they have a lot of support, because there's a lot of racists in this country. But this is not the way. This is bullshit. And it's like another thing. I can't believe that this is happening now in our government, and it's okay. It's okay. The vast majority of the Pentagon purge targets women and minorities, including notable milestones made in the military, and it also removes a large number of posts that mention various commemorative months. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Such as those for Black and Hispanic people and women. I mean, the Air Force photo of Black armors and other ground personnel going through training at Chanute Field, Illinois during World War II is the type of photo marked for deletion by the Pentagon in the DEI eradication. But a review of the databases also underscores the massive confusion among agencies about how to conform with Trump's radical order. In some cases, photos seem to be flagged for removal simply because the file included the word gay, including service members that the last name, service members with that last name, and an image of the B-29 aircraft Enola Gay, which dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Japan during World War II. It's crazy. All right, so let's see if we can get our hands on. There's a link here. Sometimes this goes just straight to the Pentagon. All right, so let's see. Let's see if we can find it. This database. Look at the raw, the raw information. We're gonna go. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Marine infantry references. All right, I'm trying to figure out what to search for to find this. All right, let's see. Defense Department. Purge database. Let's see. First. Pentagon files, war heroes, blah blah blah. Okay, so how am I gonna see if we can find it? Okay, according a database obtained by the Associated Press. I would like to find the database. So, Defense Department database. I wish they would post it. Maybe NPR will link it. Let's see. Right. We know all this stuff. Main page in a posted title. Shot from Papa. Why the database? The database of the 26,000 was created to conform with federal archival laws. So if the services are queried in the future, they can show how they are complying with the law, the U.S. official said, but it may be difficult to ensure the content was archived because the responsibility to ensure each image was the responsibility of each individual unit. So how do we find this? Where's the database? Show me the database. I guess we're not going to be able to see it. Comprehensive, no. Okay, so yeah, so this is nuts. This is crazy. This is what we do. This is what we do in the government, right? I don't know what's more stupid, Trump, the people that put him back in office, or the people that follow his idiotic commands. Yeah, I don't know. It's all dumb. It's all dumb stupidity. I talked about it yesterday. It's like, you know, it's stupidity is being celebrated in this administration. During his speech, I covered this yesterday. During his speech, when he's talking about programs that they're cutting, he doesn't know, right? He doesn't know. I don't even know what this program's about. Well, you should probably fucking know what the program's about before you cut it. You should probably fucking know what what archival history you're erasing from the Department of Defense before you do it. It's so alarming, and there's not a lot we can do to stop it. It's just slash, burn, do everything, deal with the consequences later. That's what this administration's doing. It's insanely dangerous to be doing that, and yeah. So this is yet another example of how dangerous and how quickly and how ignorant this administration is in executing its mandates and its orders. It's I'm sh- it's I'm sh- It seems to me, everything that I've read, that Elon Musk and Doge are leaving our systems vulnerable and compromised. You do things fast and without a lot of preparation, you get fucked. You get fucked. You can't go back and fix it. It's not like once information gets compromised or a computer system gets compromised by a foreign government, you can go in and take all the information back because they have it. They have it, and they will exploit it. Um, it's it's so dangerous, and I can't believe that this is happening. We're talking about purge. We're purging things in the government. A government purge. I mean, if you ever read a dystopian novel, Fahrenheit 451, 1984, like that's central. That's like a central theme of these authoritarian, fascist, uh, complete control, Big Brother, uh, you know, fictional governments, but that's like central to those to how they maintain control is they erase the past. They erase the past. You know, taking down a statue of a traitor to the government doesn't erase the history. You can still look it up. There's still government websites where you can learn about the Civil War. You can learn about Confederate leaders. Um, you know, and you can still do that. These aren't these aren't statues. These aren't this is information that they're purging from databases. It's super crazy alarming, and it's happening in the United States right now, and it's the sign of an authoritarian government, and a stupid one at that, because there's not a lot of thought being put into what is done, how it's done, and what the risks are, or what the risks involved are. This is You're firing all these people from the FBI, from the CIA, and a lot of young people. And I read an article saying that, China, Russia, our enemies are actively recruiting these people that are fired and pissed off at our government for losing their jobs. They're probably a lot more easily recruitable. Um, is it going to happen? I don't know. Time will tell. But you're not creating an environment in this country where people are proud of their government and willing to stick it out and willing to uh, do what's right for our government. The kind of the general attitude I'm getting, unless you're a diehard Trumper, is this is fucking crazy, this is nuts, this is not normal, and something needs to change. And governments around the world are souring on the United States. we're being isolated. We're being boxed out of deals. We're going to be boxed out of trade deals. We're going to be boxed out of peace plans. We still have a lot of power and influence, um, but we're isolating ourselves, and that's taking a lot of our power away, and it's very dangerous. And I cannot believe that this sort of thing is happening in the United States today. We've taken a turn down a road that I don't think we ever have in the history of this country. I should read more in depth about it. I'm sure there were probably times, maybe in the 1800s, right before the Civil War, where the discourse in this country was similar, but back then we weren't the dominant player in world politics. We were isolationists. We stuck to ourselves. We were building our country. We weren't involved. We weren't involved in a lot of decisions that affected the world. That was mostly done by Europe and specifically England. So this is different. This is different. The discourse has global implications, and it's very alarming, to say the least. So yeah, so this is yet another dark sign of what's happening in this country right now. So yeah, I just wanted to start with that, and these are the things that we know about too. I don't know, I'm sure we'll be finding out months from now the true scope of all of this, and it's crazy alarming that it's happening right now. The other thing that I want to talk about today, I feel like this might be a shorter live stream, is I'm going to dive into a little bit of this executive order that was signed, I believe, on March 5th, and it has to do with forestry and an executive order that has to do with logging in this country. And I just want to go into a little bit of that. It got me interested, and I was interested in this executive order, and it made me go into a deep dive into the logging industry in the United States, and how dangerous this executive order potentially could be, and go into a little bit of fire suppression techniques and what should be done to prevent forest fires and deal with active forest fires. So here's the video. Here I am, Quiver Quantitative, one of my favorite subreddits. It's up to 45,000 members, gained within less than a week. It's gained about 10,000 members. It's a really hot subreddit. I love it because it's meticulous, it's thorough, it really dives into congressional insider trading and stock trading. They have a wonderful website that you could go to where you could plan your investments around what Congress is doing. They have a running list of the net worth of your congressperson. It's a trove of information, and they've got some petitions you can sign, dealing with congressional insider trading, which should not be legal, but pretty much is. You can serve on a committee and get advanced knowledge of contracts that the government will be going into, and make stock trades based on the information that you receive in a closed door committee meeting, and get information that isn't readily available to the public, and make stock trades based on that information that only you and a handful of other people have. That is insider trading, and that should be illegal. But if you're in Congress or in the Senate, it's completely okay. And these people are literally making millions, sometimes tens, sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of their career in Congress, and that's what I love about this subreddit. You know, it encourages you to take a look at what Congress is investing in, and encourages you to make investments accordingly. It gives you the information, but it also encourages you to get involved and sign petitions and help ensure that Congress doesn't have an unfair advantage when it comes to trading stocks. And also, too, you're compromised. You're compromised as an elected official if you're profiting off of these corporations, right? You have a personal selfish interest in making sure that these companies that you're invested in do well, because you stand to make a lot of money off of it. So you're conflicted as a public official, and you aren't really fully serving your constituents if you have a say and influence in what you in your actions as a legislator, and you potentially could value companies over your constituents, which happens. So that's that. And that's Quiver Quantitative. So I wanted to see, let's just look at this video. This looks like a video that'll get your blood boiling. So let's take a look. I'm just winging it here. U.S. Treasury Secretary Bissent said, "We are open to negotiating on tariffs, but not if you want to be a numbskull like Justin Trudeau." Numbskull. Okay, let's see what we say, right?
Said many times, tariff is his favorite word. I would say that reciprocal is probably his second favorite word.
Oh my God.
And I think we have to be open to the idea, if you want to be a numbskull like Justin Trudeau and say, oh, we're going to do this, then tariffs are going to go up. But if you want to sit back, have a discussion with the Commerce Department, USTR, they all have my phone number too. I am happy to have a discussion with our foreign counterparts that says that here's what we think you were doing. And the tariffs are the actual easy part. Because we know India does this on U.S. motorcycles. Germany does this or EU does this on American cars. That's a quantitative number. But also, what are non-tariff barriers? Apple cannot sell the new iPhone 16 because of local content laws in Indonesia. Are you manipulating your currency? Are you suppressing the value of that? Are you unfairly subsidizing select industries, either via bank lending or suppressing labor markets? And then 5, something that's come to our attention recently, the EU is putting these gigantic fines on our U.S. tech companies, and that's a non-tariff barrier too. So we're going to look at that and then talk about what could happen on a reciprocal basis. It's going to be much of that will come out April 2nd, and we will then. It's going to be path dependent based on our trading partners, and there will be a discussion. When Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Team UK were in the White House on Thursday, we had a very good discussion about getting going on all of this and more.
All right, thank you very much for that.
I'm confused because I thought the tariffs were to prevent the scourge of fentanyl from entering our country, and not to reduce the fines that American tech companies are getting overseas. And the fines usually have to do with gathering of personal information, and also with monopolistic practices. So the the narrative is always changing. I'm just going to scroll down to, we're almost there. It is the forestry. No, oh, that's not it. We're almost there though. Here it is. Crazy Pumpkin decides to remove safety from forests and sell all trees. This is an exaggeration, but let's listen. Okay, listen to this idiot. Here we go.
So what I'm doing is I'll be signing an executive order freeing up our forests so that we're allowed to take down trees and make a lot of money and then reharvest trees. Also, we're cutting fire divides. A fire divide is a 50-yard to 70-yard swath where the trees can't, it's long enough so trees don't burn forever until you can get them out. And those trees can be sold and made a lot of money with. So,
okay, so here's one of those videos where you have to decipher the gibberish and try to understand what he's really saying. So, okay, so he's signing an executive order. We're going to look at that executive order. It is, where did I put it? Right here. Here's the executive order that he was talking about. He signed it on March 1st. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution, it is hereby ordered the production of timber, lumber, paper, bioenergy, and other wood products is critical to our nation's well-being. Timber production is essential for crucial human activities like construction and energy production. Furthermore, as recent disasters demonstrate, the forest management and wildfire risk reduction projects can save American lives and communities. The United States has an abundance of timber resources that are more than adequate to meet our domestic timber production needs. But heavy-handed federal policies have prevented full utilization of these resources and made us, made us reliant on foreign producers. Not entirely true. Not really true at all. Our inability to fully exploit our domestic timber supply has impeded the creation of jobs and prosperity, contributed to wildfire disaster. Oh, God, so sorry. Degraded fish and wildlife habitats, increased the cost of construction and energy, and threatened our economic security. These onerous federal policies have forced our nation to rely upon imported lumber, not true, thus exporting jobs and prosperity and compromising our self-reliance. It is vital that we reverse these policies and increase domestic timber production to protect our national and economic security. And then, the details are here. They're very boring, but I'll leave a link up here for you guys to peruse on your own. So basically, it's saying that timber production is down. We don't log the forests in the United States like we used to back when America was great, and we need to return to that glory and cut down trees so we're not relying on foreign lumber. A lot of this is bullshit. It's not true. And all I did, it took about a half an hour of research to really find out about this. The first thing I want to do is talk about how um uh you know, let's see. These onerous federal policies have forced our nation to rely on imported lumber, which is it's not true. It's not true. I mean, we do rely on foreign lumber, but it's mostly because we ship the raw timber out to be processed because it's cheaper to do it over there. Um, Here we go. So I believe it's here. So if we go to the 21st century, this is the Wikipedia history of lumber industry in the United States. We're going to go straight to the 21st century. Oh, excuse me. Presently, there is a healthy lumber economy in the United States, directly employing about 500,000 people in 3 industries: logging, sawmill, and panel. Annual production in the United States is more than 30 billion board feet, making the U.S. the largest producer and consumer of lumber. And everybody, you want to doubt Wikipedia. Here's the citation. Hold on. So sorry. Here's the citation. Lumber industry archived from the original. Okay, here's the original. Everybody hates on Wikipedia, but all the information needs to be noted, needs to be supported with evidence. So this is the citation here is from, you click on the link and it takes you to, hold on, it's loading. I don't know why it takes so long. Yeah, it's just me. It's just me here. It's so boring. I need more people watching. How do I get more people watching? I mean, it is kind of a boring, it's a little boring, but it's important. It's important for us to look into this. And I think it's very important. It's important for us to dig deep and to understand what the truth is. And it's boring. Finding out the truth is boring. I mean, I could put it, and I will try. I'll try to put this on. I'm working on editing these live streams into shorter, more bite size. I'm not connected to the internet. That's bullshit. Because I'm streaming right now. What is that all about? What? How am I offline? I'm live streaming. Oh my god. All right. So hold on. Yep. I'm still live streaming. So let's go back. Let's see. Maybe the link is weird. Oh, the Wayback Machine. That's why. Okay. There you go. Logging industry, sawmill industry. So here's the, here's the shit. Okay. So anyway, annual production in the U.S. is more than 30 billion board feet, making the U.S. the largest producer and consumer of lumber. Despite advances in technology and safety awareness, the lumber industry remains one of the most hazardous industries in the world. Okay, great. While challenges in today's market exist, the United States remains the second largest exporter of wood in the world. Its primary markets are Japan, Mexico, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Due to higher labor costs in the United States, it's common practice for raw materials to be exported, converted into finished goods, and imported back into the United States. For this reason, more raw goods, including logs and pulpwood chip, are exported than imported in the United States, while finished goods like lumber, plywood, veneer, and panel products have higher imports than exports in the United States. So on average, it's not across the board, but when you look at the data, what this is saying is that we export more unfinished goods and raw materials, just the lumber and the pulp and the logs, to be processed in other countries, and then our lumber is then, on average, imported back into the country. So we ship it out to get processed into lumber, plywood, and veneer, and then that gets imported back to the U.S. Recently, there's been a resurgence in logging towns in the United States. This has been due in large part to the... Oh, so sorry. Recently, there's been a resurgence in logging towns in the United States. This has been due in large part to the housing recovery. Lumber futures hit all-time highs during the COVID-19 pandemic's building boom. So it's not as bad as they're making it sound. This executive order, right? Exporting jobs and prosperity comprising our self-reliance. Where the self-reliance is more in processing the raw goods. And how you do that, I'm not sure, but it's not, it seems to me from what I've read, we have an abundance of the raw materials. Logging in this country isn't that much of an issue. We have a healthy logging economy, and we are the largest producer and consumer of lumber. So crazy. And we are the second largest exporter of wood in the world. I don't see what I don't see what the necessity for an emergency executive order. I don't get the necessity for it, other than fuck the forests and fuck the EPA. I don't understand it. And then the other thing that this executive order focuses on, and he talks about it in the crazy video, is this will help with fire suppression. And let's see. As recent disasters demonstrate, forest management and wildfire risk reduction projects can save American lives and communities. This executive order doesn't really provide for that. The details down here basically say that within the confines of laws already passed, it's just opening, more formerly protected land, and also to logging, and also streamlining the approval process, which usually is lengthy to ensure that the environment is protected before you begin your lumber harvesting projects. Lumber harvesting usually is done in broad areas of forest, and is not done in a way that helps prevent fires. It actually has the reverse effect, because you're clearing large acres, which encourages smaller growth and tree saplings to grow, which in the event of a drought is much more flammable. The underbrush and saplings are much more flammable in a drought than older growth forests, because those big trees hold a lot of water, and water is a fire suppression thing, whatever the word is. So, so just reading about this, as far as fire prevention, I found this. What is the relationship between deforestation and forest fires? Geez, let's read about this. What could the relationship be? Deforestation is the purposeful clearing of woodland as trees are cut down and undergrowth cleared. This practice has been used. This practice has been used throughout history to make space for humans to plant crops and domesticated farm animals to graze for food. Deforestation is also used to gather wood for construction or fuel. That's no sources. That's from National Geographic 2 years ago, right? The practice has been used throughout history and around the world. Europe, North America, and China have seen dramatic decreases in the amount of woodland they once had a few thousand years ago, and tropical rainforests are now being cut down at a rapid rate. There have been global reforestation efforts where trees are replanted in a deforested area, and afforestation where trees and tree seedlings are introduced to an area that was not forested. These efforts take significant amounts of time. Trees grow slowly, and it's difficult to predict how afforestation will affect an ecosystem. Deforestation contributes. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is so little. Deforestation contributes to increased fire risk in surrounding woodland, reducing tree cover and ground vegetation, dries out forests, especially tropical rainforests. This leads to greater risk of fire in the area around a deforested zone. So it's, this is all common sense, and we are anything but. This is anything but the administration of common sense. You cut down a forest, you cut down a forest, you clear the underbrush, it's susceptible to erosion, and then, in a few years, what grows back? Well, what happens when you clear an area of your backyard and or what happens when you just don't mow your lawn for a couple years? Little weeds grow, right? Weeds grow and little tree saplings grow. Bushes, low growth plants grow, which, during a drought, we had a drought here in New York City towards the end of the summer, and everything that I didn't water, all the plants, the little plants, everything that I didn't water in my yard dried up and died, right? It dried up and died, and is very easily, because it's dry, there's no water in the vegetation, so it's easily susceptible to burning. But what didn't die in my yard? The trees that I have growing. I have a really nice, beautiful dogwood in my front yard. That didn't die. I have a crepe myrtle in the backyard. That didn't die. And that's what holds the moisture, and that doesn't burn. So it's the trees that don't really burn in a forest fire. They will burn a little bit, but they won't die. So when you deforest an area, you leave the underbrush that is way more susceptible to droughts, to die-offs, than these trees that have deep roots, that conserve the water, that use water. And it's just common sense. And I don't know why we're picking on these things. I mean, the only thing I can see, the only reason I can see for these executive orders, especially something like this, is it's out of spite. We've been, and it's no surprise either, because he's been railing against, the EPA all during the campaign. He's been railing against EPA and unfair restrictions to business, and you know, this is not surprising, but it's still maddening that these policies and these executive orders are taking place, and we have to sit back and take it. Um, and, we we can fight it, but it's happening. We voted for it. It's happening. Um, so it's just not fun. It's not fair. It's sad. It's depressing. You feel helpless. And all you can do is research, educate yourself, and use that information to educate other people around you, to spread this information, and hopefully we can stop this sooner rather than later. Rather, hopefully the more people we can educate about this, the more minds we can change, because it's so much common sense, and there is an egregious lack of common sense in this country right now, and I don't know what to do about it other than to fill your head with information and pass that information along to as many people as you can, because right now we're fucked. Right now we're royally fucked. We have a leader. We have a leader that can't make up his mind about tariffs. We have a leader who can't make his mind up about tariffs, who changes his mind daily on global policies, who sends, it's no way to run a country. Maybe it's this might be a good way to run a small country of a couple million people, but the largest, most wealthy, most powerful country, maybe not largest by population, but close to largest by GDP, largest by wealth, and influence and power. You cannot run a country like this. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. You're gonna have to lie your way through, and keep making up stories and keep blaming other people as the shit hits the fan. And all of us educated citizens with common sense who can read between the lines and thirst for the real answer to the bullshit, we suffer because this guy is in the White House. It's crazy. Oh, Trump considering more sanctions on Russia. But it's fucking bullshit. I'm thinking, look at just now. Trump administration live updates. Trump considering more sanctions on Russia. President Trump said Friday that he was strongly considering imposing new sanctions and tariffs on Russia until a ceasefire and permanent peace deal is reached in its war against Ukraine. Such a move would be another turnabout for Mr. Trump's management of the war in Ukraine. But that's bull. Sure. He's strongly considering new sanctions until a ceasefire and permanent peace deal is reached. But, he's on Russia's side as far as a ceasefire and peace deal is concerned. So, what does that? Doesn't mean anything. Student loans. Speaking from the Oval Office, President Trump said he will sign an executive order later Friday directing the Education Department to modify the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program, which forgives a portion of the federal student loan debt for people who work in public sector jobs, including nonprofit organizations. Trump alleges that some of the qualifying nonprofit organizations may engage in illegal what we would consider to be improper activities. So fuck your loan forgiveness. And he also sent a letter to the Iranian government seeking to negotiate a deal to prevent Tehran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. The White House did not release the letter or further describe its contents. Mr. Trump's comments aired Friday on Fox Business were a sharp pivot for the president, who in 2018 withdrew from the nuclear deal for Tehran that was a signature foreign policy achievement of his predecessor, Barack Obama. I mean, he's what? He's 80 years old. He's constantly changing his mind. He's a wackadoo. And it's not. Jesus Christ. Anyway. So we can just, this is great. We can all just blowing in the wind. Wherever his hot breath decides to blow us, that's where we're going to go. It's one direction one day, another direction the other day. And we are just blowing in the hot breath of his bullshit. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. Keep calling your representatives. 5 calls. Do it up. Call. Please call. Please vote in some strong representatives. Please, please, please. Please, I don't know. It's just all so disheartening. Fight, protest, go to your local, if you live in New York City, go to Protest 1, find a protest, go to it, make connections, figure out what to do. I signed up for, what was it for? Oh, hold on. Bear with me. What did I sign up for? It was, so sorry. I'm going to look it up. It was like a Zoom meeting for protesting. You guys should do it too. Oh fuck. I'm not going to be able to find it. It's an amazing account on Instagram. I forget. Oh, fuck. I forget what it was called. It's probably. Oh, shit. It's probably my junk mail. Damn it. Fuck. All right. So hold on. I'm gonna go to Instagram real quick. Instead of looking at this, while I look this up, let's find a video. What could go wrong unloading a car? Okay. While I look this up, here's something funny to watch. Oh my God. It's not even loading. Oh, here we go. Good. Here we go. This is going to be great. Oh. Let's watch it again. I'm almost there. I gotta find it. Please. This is it, right? Sunrise movement. Found it. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, let's hear some audio. Oh. Fantastic. Okay. All right. It's the Sunrise Movement. I don't know if you guys know about that. But I signed up. So here, I got off track, but I found it. Sunrise Movement. Let's look it up. Here we go. Sunrise Movement. I follow these guys on Instagram. They've got a really big following. Let's see the latest movement news. I've already signed up. There is a, let's see, there is a, oh, I lost my one viewer. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Take action. Let me see if I can find it. Organize your community. Join a welcome call. I need to get involved here. This is great. Online. This is it. How to end an oligarchy online teaching. While we struggle to pay bills and get by, billionaires and corporations and the corporations they run are having a heyday. And they want to keep it rolling. Billionaire families poured over $2 billion into the 2024 election. Trump, a billionaire himself, is no friend of the working and middle-class people. He is tapping 13 of his billionaire buddies to help him run the government, giving the 3 richest men seats of honor and ensuring that oil and gas executives get massive kickbacks for their contributions to this campaign. They don't want to see Green New Deal, wealth tax, Medicare for all cut into their hoards. It's more clear than it has ever been. It's the people versus the billionaires. Just as previous generations rose up to free enslaved people, grant women the vote, and win civil rights, we will unite across race, class, and age to end the reign of these billionaires. So on at 7:30 Eastern Time on March 10th, there's a Zoom. There's this virtual event. Oh my God! Zoom out. Zoom out. It's a virtual meeting, and it's going to be a teaching. So they're going to teach you what you can do to get involved and to help fight against this. So I love it. So about Sunrise, they're a movement of young people fighting to stop the climate crisis and win a Green New Deal. That's their primary objective, which I am all about. And I think it's, to me, especially for young people in this country, I think it's probably the most important issue of the day. The world is heating up. Forest fires, extreme weather. I think it's the most urgent threat to humanity. And this, of course, Trump is and his administration is completely ignoring it to benefit the wealthy and the fossil fuel elites. So their objective, together we will force the government to end the era of fossil fuel elites, invest in black, brown, and working class communities, and create millions of good union jobs. We're on a mission to put everyday people back in charge and build a world that works for all of us now and for generations to come. I mean, what is there not to agree about? Bring black, brown, working class communities together to give the power back to them. And millions of good union jobs. I'm in a union. It's the best thing. There's always issues, right? I always say to new union members, it's like, congratulations, you're in the union. You can complain about things now, right? There's always something to complain about in the union, but you can complain because you are protected. And that's how you affect change in your union, and that's how you affect change in the workplace, because you're not afraid to speak up. You're not afraid to make sure the rules are followed. You have a set of rules. You have protections at your workplace, and you're also provided benefits. You have a pension program. You have a healthcare program, and there's so many benefits to being in a union, and it's important in this era of capitalism and industrialism and corporate interests. Unions are the best way to organize and fight back at the workplace. Um, I recommend that you get involved in this movement, and this movement has a lot of followers. It's got hundreds of thousands of people on Instagram. It seems very well organized, and I highly recommend. I mean, I'm diving into all of this, and I'm finding these programs out as we go. I'm trying to get involved in local New York protest movements, and this seems like a more national and global campaign that's very well run and organized, and it seems pretty free of controversy too, and is organized and run by young people. Those of the population that are going to be most affected by what's going to happen in the decades to come. So I highly recommend. I'll leave a link in the description below, and let's get involved. I signed up for. Here we go. I signed up for. So let's see. So sorry. I signed up for that. So sorry. Movement news. I signed up for the. Bear with me. I'm reaching the end here. I think it's the people versus the billionaires. I signed up for a training. Attended online how to end an oligarchy teaching. I highly recommend signing up for this and attending this. I'll leave a link to this as well. How to end an oligarchy teaching. Donald Trump just took office claiming he would fight for working people. We know better. Instead, he's giving the richest men in the country even more money and more power while they jack up the rent and burn the planet. Our goals: expose Trump and far-right politicians' corruption, stiffen spines of Democrats and other institutions to become pro-working class, anti-corruption, to become a pro-working class, anti-corruption alternative, build a mass organized power. And you can sign up. Great. So I'm going to do some more research when I get offline, and this is what we need to do. And I think I'll just leave it at that. These are the ways you can get involved. Sunrise Movement. Find your local protest community on Instagram or online. 5 calls. Call your legislators. Let them know what you're upset about. Let them know what they can be doing better. Call them every day. Make change that way. Force the change. Force them to answer your questions. Go to town hall meetings. Be a voice. Be a voice of dissent. It's very, very important, and that's what we need to do. That's what we need to do right now. And on that note, I'm going to sign off. Please subscribe. I'm trying to build this too as a way to inform people about what's going on and how to get involved. I would love it if you guys would subscribe and like my videos. I'm going to be working hard to edit these live streams into more bite-sized tidbits. I posted a couple shorts. I'm trying to keep it funny to keep people engaged. This live stream in this channel is only a couple weeks old. I'm going to keep going as long as I can, and I would really love your support. If you like even just a little bit of what I'm doing, please subscribe and please like, and I will try to deliver some entertaining but mostly informative content on my channel. So thank you very much. And that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a good weekend, and I will most likely see you Monday. Monday. Have a good weekend. I hope there's not too much shitty shit going on in the White House and in the government, and I hope you find some time away from the screens and away from the news and enjoy a nice weekend. Spring's coming. Get out, hike, do something for yourself, and I will see you in a few days.